everyone, so Channel Mum have asked me to film a video all about controlled crying, and I thought this was perfect because I do get a lot of questions about did we use controlled crying with Ellie, and if so, how did we do it, and so many questions like that. So I thought I'd do a quick little video telling you what I feel about it, if I've done it, and my experiences. So yeah, we didn't use controlled crying. There's my cat here. Say hello, Dilly. Say hello. We didn't use controlled crying until Ellie had her own room, and that wasn't until 10 months old because we were living in a one-bedroom flat and controlled crying wasn't for us. There was a couple of reasons. Obviously, we were in a flat, so we had a lot of neighbours, we had people upstairs, and I was kind of always thinking of them, and I couldn't really let Ellie cry for a long period of time because it was unfair on them. Also, my partner works nights, so during the day I couldn't leave her to cry for 5 minutes because he had to sleep, and that was more important than letting her cry. So, and to be honest, Ellie really was a bad sleeper during the day, so she would hardly sleep during the day. As soon as she got her own bedroom, which was around 10 months old, she didn't like going down in her own cot, and she was 100% ready. She was showing signs because when she was sharing a room with us, she was sleeping throughout the night. So I thought transition her from our room into her own room was the perfect time, but she did not like it. She used to put up fights and scream her head off, so what we used to do was controlled crying, and basically we would have a really good bedtime routine. So bath time, she would have her milk, would read a story, and then I'd put her down when she was kind of drowsy and tired, and then I would give her a kiss and say night night Ellie, and then I would walk out the room and shut the door and turn the lights off. I would do this every single night, and it does take a long time, so it's not going to be a walk in the park. It does take a lot of time, but you just kind of have to stick with it. There was a couple of nights where she was like, no, I'm not having this, and she would start screaming, and again I'd do the same thing. I would go in, lay her back down on her back and say night night Ellie, and then walk out the room and close the door. And then she kind of gradually knew, right, I need to go to bed now, and kind of my mum's being serious, and she would cry, but only for like 5 minutes, and obviously I'd have a baby monitor to keep an eye on her. I would never let the crying get so bad where she was in a state, or she was kind of like choking and gagging in her sleep. My top tip is, you know when they're ready, so they could be sleeping through the night, showing signs like that, and that is one of the kind of most known signs to transition them. And just really stick with it. It does take work, like a bit like potty training, you really have to stick with it, but they will kind of eventually realise, okay, I need to go to sleep now. So it took us about a whole week for her to kind of get in the pattern, and I really do think that a good bedtime routine helps with that. So that is our experiences with controlled crying. Leave me a comment down below on how you're doing it, or how you've done it in the past with your children, and if you have any other tips, I would love to know. So yeah, I hope you found this video helpful, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.